not usually where we start.
With the translation, right?
We'll start in the beginning with, no, there's no translation for the very beginning.
The very beginning.
The very beginning.
Sequel. Oh, yeah.
The prequel, yeah, this is written by
prequel.
Psoy's progeny.
First part
The
of
first half of it was written by his son, Misha, Mike.
And the second part was written by Dan, with some participants of mine, and then...
The third part was... well, the second, yeah, it depends on how you count.
Yeah.
The second part was written first by Psoy, and he was written in Russian.
And the translation was written before the original.
Wir haben das rückgebaut. Oh boy. Okay, are you ready? You have to sing along. That's the only way this works.
So the party starts.
Abrasha was conceived in a bathroom. 8 months in a belly he dwelled. Untimely was ripped from his mom's womb and stayed in a hospital cell.
Untimely was ripped from his mom's womb and stayed in a hospital cell.
Abrasha was nicknamed. His mom ran away with a whore. He got the foreskin on his dick maim. His dad was lost hunting a boar. He got the foreskin on his dick maim.
His dad was hunting a boar.
Abrasha was raised by his sister. He milked from the teat of a goat. His mother returned and he kissed her. Abrasha a symphony wrote.
His mother returned and he kissed her. Abrasha a symphony wrote.
At 3 the small boy started talking. At 4 he could read simple books. Low prices on toys he was stalking. He defended the mansion from crooks.
Low prices for toys he was stalking. He defended the mansion from crooks.
Then his house was put into foreclosure. He went to a church school for boys, but the head priest found out he was kosher, so they expelled him for spoiling the guys.
The head priest found out he was kosher, so they expelled him for spoiling the guys.
Abrasha played Little League hockey. He critically injured his knees. He worked as a wedding disc jockey and collected exorbitant fees.
He worked as a wedding disc jockey and collected exorbitant fees.
He grew hair all over his body and played in a rock and roll band. He got a black belt in karate and broke many things with his hand. He got a black belt in karate and broke many things with his hand. His desires were getting much stronger. A lesbian took him to bed. They went to a tango milonga and they robbed him and left him for dead. They went to a tango milonga. She robbed him and left him for dead. He had many lovers named Sasha, but didn't have money for food. So he worked as a migrant dishwasher and was known as a sexy young dude.
He worked as a migrant dishwasher and was known as a sexy young dude.
He started political theory and learned how to fire a gun. But revolution made him weary, so his radical days were all gone.
La revolution made him weary, so his radical days were all done.
He then had some unknown adventures. From our story, he just disappeared. Some say to the north he did venture, for he came back so frozen and weird.
Some say to the north he did venture, for he came back so frozen and weird.
He lived as a monk in a cloister, but he longed to be finally free. The world opened up as an oyster. Who knew what the future would be? The world opened up as an oyster. Who knew what the future would be? Oh shit, really? Oh no, Russian. Russian. Do the first part. Yeah, the first one. You're up.
Abrasha работал за Абраша работал за часы золотые украл, его посадили в тюрягу, его посадили в тюрягу, а он из тюряги сбежал, его посадили в тюрягу. Жил в тундре, корнями питался, жил в тундре, корнями питался, скрывался в поселке одном, сжег паспорт, Андрюшей назвался, сжег паспорт, Андрюшей назвался, мы все позабыли о нем. Abrasha, he worked for a jeweler, he worked... No, we won't do that.
We'll be here all night. Let's go. Okay, so Abrasha, he worked for a jeweler. A watch made of gold he did take. They locked him away in the cooler. Later Abrasha escaped. They locked him away in the cooler. And later Abrasha escaped. He lived off of roots in the tundra and hid for a while in the town. He traveled around as a wanderer. By police he never was found. He traveled around as a wanderer. By police he never was found. He built he burned all his passports and papers and lived as Abrasha disguise. The cops, they forgot the whole caper. He grew a long beard to his thigh. The cops, they forgot the whole caper. He grew a long beard to his thighs. He built a small house made of cardboard. He wanted to never pay rent. He attracted a pretty young girlfriend, and they had a serious argument. A pretty young girlfriend, they had a serious argument. You went to a religious commune and learned about yoga and God. Got papers to go work in Moscow, where men taught him how to smoke pot. Got papers to go work in Moscow, where men taught him how to smoke pot. И исправил себе документы, поехал работать в Москву. Жили с ним дом диссиденты, курить научили траву. Жили с ним дом диссиденты, курить научили траву. He then was invited to Haifa. For years he was a refusenik. He then got the visa he tried for and went to become a kibbuznik. He then got the visa he tried for and went to become a kibbuznik. He started to think about Russia. To Samara, a ticket he bought. A realtor became our Abrasha. As a tourist, the globe he did trot. As a tourist, the globe he did trot. He sold many luxury apartments and lived a luxurious life. Big money became his department. He made a girl from Chicago his wife. Big money became his department. He made a girl from Chicago his wife. Риэлтором стал он в России. Продал много сотен квартир. Почувствовал бабки большие. Объездил туристом весь мир. Почувствовал, прочувствовал бабки большие. Поехал куда-то туда. Невесту нашел из Чикаго. He luckily got her pregnant quickly and waited to be naturalized. The several years waiting was tricky, but finally the green card arrived. They built a new house in Seattle and gave birth to several sons. But his wife fell in love with some
Good one.
and finally the marriage was done. His wife fell in love with an asshole, and finally the marriage was done. He then became a Greenpeace member and fell deep in love with a guy. He started to work on his memoirs. He invited his mother. Oh, why?
Why?
Oh, where?
Invited his mother. Oh, why?
He bought a 2-meter-long hound and memorized Dr. Seuss verse. He got baptized in Jesus he found. He did volunteer charity work. Got baptized in Jesus he found. Did volunteer charity work. Abrasha had a midlife crisis. He sold all his records and books. He bought all new clothes at low prices and took on a sea captain's looks. And took on a sea captain's looks. He sailed all the way to Korea and hunted rare species of whales. In Bangkok he got, let's say, diarrhea. So back to Seattle he sailed. In Bangkok he got gonorrhea. And back to Seattle he sailed. He went to his cousin in Phoenix and worked as a salesman of cars. He invented reusable Kleenex. At night he would study the stars. He invented reusable Kleenex. At night he would study the stars. He then was abducted by E.T. They took him up into their craft, and what happened next was so sheety. It's better you don't even ask. And what happened next was so sheety. They stuck lots of things in his ass.
Abrashu похитили эти, но Ити в ракету свою отнесли. Ой, шо было в этой ракете, они ему что-то ввели. Ой, шо было в этой ракете, мы толком понять не смогли.
Abrasha slept. No, Abrasha woke up in a cornfield and hitchhiked on out to LA. He worked for a while in the porn field and drank his own pee every day. He worked for a while in the porn field and drank his own pee every day. He took a much-needed vacation and traveled to Europe to ski. He had a sex change operation and lived in Berlin as Marie. He had a sex change operation and lived in Berlin as Marie. He worked at the Jewish Museum. They gave him a special display. The people paid extra to see him. He taught them how to say oy vey. People paid extra to see him. He taught them how to say oy vey. He took a prescribed medication, unprescribed, and frequented S&M bars. His lovers were also his patients. He healed them by giving them scars. His lovers were also his patients. He healed them by giving them scars. В Европу на отдых смотался, решил там сменить себе пол. Стал Машей на лыжах катался, в Берлине квартиру нашел. Стал Машей на лыжах катался, в Берлине квартиру нашел. Он пущал любые колеса, по СНД барам ходил. Друзьям его плохо спалось, он их синякам и лечил. Друзьям его с ним не спалось, он их тумакам и лечил. He adopted a baby from Haiti and sold it to tourists from France. He noticed he was getting weighty, so he practiced aerobical dance. He noticed he was getting weighty, so he practiced aerobical dance. He contracted a rare meningitis and almost died from his disease. But scientists said he was righteous, so they put him in a cryogenic freeze. The
scientists said he was righteous, so they put him in cryogenic freeze.
Abrasha slept in cold storage. They blew up the nuclear boom. The world went into a new stone age, and cavemen discovered his tomb. The world went into a new stone age, and cavemen discovered his tomb. They thawed out his body with fire. They wanted to eat him alive, but he woke up and started a choir and taught them cantatas and jive.